are these people?
Hey, did you know that Twitter did something good for once? This video, I put up a video. I was just testing and playing 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, I don't know if you remember, but there was a 2 minute and 20 second video limit on Twitter forever. Unless you bought a blue check, you could not post a video of longer than 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They have now apparently expanded that. And they did it months ago quietly without anybody knowing. So somebody actually replied to me under here. Yeah, fuck Twitter. Well, in this case, not so much, but usually, yes. So we find an article from Root Note blog I'd never heard of. X quietly increases the maximum video length for free users April 15th. How did this get past everybody we know? That you can now post a video up to 10 minutes long via the web and via 6 hours using the app? All right, but there's also a file limit of, according to them, there's a file limit of 512 megabytes. If you subscribe to premium, it's 4 hours and 16 gigs. However, via the app on desktop, as they discovered that day, while the 512 limit is still in place, the maximum length now seems to be exactly 9 minutes and 59 seconds for free accounts. When attempting to upload a 10-minute or longer video, you'll see the familiar duration of the video you tried to upload was too long message. All right. Same thing on iOS. 5 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds is when it goes to drafts. Interesting. I was able to post some more short clips that were made out of Substack with the captions over here to Twitter, which is really interesting. I didn't think that they would want us to potentially do that and drive more people over to another platform using that video. But I guess they figure if people watch the video there, they're winning too. So that's Twitter. Now, somebody mentioned Caitlin Johnstone earlier when we talked about WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. Yes, she was a tremendous and still is a tremendous fighter for press freedom and Julian Assange. I picked up a note of hers this week. If you're just tuning in, it turns out that Al-Qaeda in Syria are not terrorists, but the peace activists in the UK are. The guy committing genocide in Gaza says the guy backing his genocide deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, and Jeffrey Epstein was a misunderstood angel who killed himself. When your world is upside down. But it's not even just that.
Yep.
Here's Trita Parsi saying the same thing. The man below is the founder of Al-Qaeda in Syria. The U.S. just took his organization off the terror list. Yep. And lifted sanctions on him. The woman below is the UN rapporteur on Israel and Palestine. The U.S. just imposed sanctions on her. Let that sink in. And solidarity with Francesca Albanese. She's a badass. And that's Jelani, who was a terrorist and still is a terrorist. It's just that the U.S. doesn't think that he's a terrorist at the moment because he's helping somebody's national interest, like Israel's.
They did once, though.
Right? Now, I mentioned about about people that weren't able to get into Alligator Alcatraz, but that wasn't the only facility. Here's another one where U.S. representatives were denied entry into downtown LA's detention center.
I am the U.S. representative, a member of Congress that represents downtown LA. We also have Representative and Congresswoman Norma Torres, Congresswoman Luz Rivas, and Congressman Lou Correa, who sits on the Homeland Security Committee. Under federal law, we are allowed to do drop-in inspections of any facility that's holding migrants or undocumented immigrants.
Hi everyone, so I'm here at the Detention and Processing Center in downtown LA with Norma Torres. We wanted to kind of come and give you an update. We are still being denied entry into the facility, which it is our right by law to conduct oversight on the well-being and the conditions of well-being of these individuals, also the conditions of these facilities. These folks, all of a sudden you see that folks are wearing masks. I'm holding a wet tissue. Norma has a mask is because they're spraying some type of irritant into the air to push us back. But the people here are not. These are mostly attorneys. They're members of Congress. There's people with organizations. They're the press, and they're spraying something to get us to kind of leave. Somebody said that it was because of the
Israelis
protesters on the other side of the building. There was only about 20 of them. So this is really just to kind of prevent us from doing our jobs.
They told us, I think it's important to know also that they told us to wait to wait here on the side, so they know that members of Congress are waiting here for them to come out and talk to us or to allow us in, and for them to deploy the chemical agent not once but now twice is unconscionable. If this is how violently they are pushing against members of Congress, wanting to have some oversight as to how many people are being detained there, how many officers were injured yesterday. These are liabilities not just for the city of Los Angeles but for the federal government. How many businesses did they impact yesterday by completely shuttering them because of the raids and the violent actions that were demonstrated by federal agents yesterday?
It's fucking crazy. Like, that's legit. They need to know that shit. And they're just not finding out. Trump admin's like, fuck you, you don't get to know. Yeah, spraying is wild, Lone Star says that. And again, they didn't say it because they don't know what it was, but we have an idea of what that stuff was that they were sprayed with, and the IDF has been using it on Palestinians. It could have been tear gas, it could have been a bunch of stuff, but it sounds like it was the skunk, which smells bad and is irritating to the nose and eyes and throat. And
I feel like one of them would mention the smell of it. If that was the case.
Well, why would they need a gas mask?
You know,
well, I mean, some kind of a mask to breathe through.
I mean, again, it's like CS or any other dispersant.
I got another thing here about UPS. All right, now I don't know if you heard about this, but UPS offered buyouts to drivers. Now we've talked about UPS and the Teamsters, which is what a lot of the UPS employees are. So here's where we go. How do I unmute? Where's the mute?
Down, top right.
Oh, top right.
Top right of the thing. There you go.
Drivers for the first time in 117 years. And you can thank tech.
Let me refresh that.
Crap, Jack. UPS is offering buyouts to drivers for the first time in 117 years. And you can thank tech and AI for that one. So UPS said on Thursday that it's offering buyouts to full-time U.S. delivery drivers as a part of the company's largest network reconfiguration ever. They went on to say, for the first time ever, in recognition of these unique circumstances, we are looking to offer our full-time U.S. drivers the opportunity to participate in a voluntary program that would provide an opportunity to receive a generous financial package if they choose to leave UPS. You should never sell out. But don't worry, the financial package that'll be available to the drivers will be in addition to any earned retirement benefits, including pension and healthcare. Trying to make it sweet. Now, the company added that each driver would have the ability to decide if this voluntary program is beneficial to their family and the plans they have for their future. Oh, how nice. Teamsters aren't having it. President Sean M. O'Brien said UPS's buyout plan is an illegal violation of the contract the union struck with the company that undercuts its agreement to create 22,500 more jobs. Yep, that's not happening. So I guess UPS said in late April that it would cut around 20,000 jobs this year as a part of a plan to lower costs and improve efficiency. So UPS's network optimization plan, called Network of the Future, envisions closing 200 sortation centers over 5 years and increasing automation for handling packages. Dozens of facilities have already been consolidated in the past year. Oh boy. So here's the real reason. So this whole thing is a multi-billion-dollar initiative focused on modernizing and automating its logistics network to improve efficiency and reduce costs, make more money and pay people less. This involves consolidating facilities, increasing automation, and integrating advanced technologies like RFID, AI and robotics. They're even using digital twins. A digital twin's a virtual representation of a real-world entity or system, like a physical object, process, or even a person. It's essentially a digital replica that mirrors the physical twin, allowing for simulation, analysis, and optimization in a virtual environment. Yeah, if you think your job's safe, you might want to go and look and see what AI is capable of, because obviously it can do pretty much anything. And that's a
wrap. So UPS drivers are getting fucked, and the Teamsters aren't going to do anything to stop it because they didn't build in the protections in their contract to stop it. Now, I got one or two other things here really quickly. The curious case of the lifelong Democrats from China. I like bringing this writer, Conspirador Norteno, who's actually over on Blue Cry, but also on Substack. All right. Now, what they do is they follow the botnet activity through the open graph on Blue Sky. Now, you used to be able to do this on Twitter, but Twitter blocked the ability via their API to do that. But what he found was that there were a bunch of these brand new accounts, all created within a certain amount of time of each other, all right? They're part of a spam network that, as of July 8th, consisted of 22 Blue Sky accounts with the biography, quote, female from China, currently living in the U.S., lifelong Democrat, ban assault weapons immediately, no spam or solicitation, encryption, anything, no porn, no especially no fake news, no, anything, like same exact kind of profile with similar, right? Similar accounts with different repeated biographies started popping up recently as well, albeit in smaller numbers. These bios include, I'm a woman from China. I hope there will be no racial discrimination here. I agree with political views of the Democratic Party. Like, this is just shitlib bots. So if you want to learn all about the shitlib bots on Blue Cry, follow Conspirador Norteno. They have it down to the profile pictures that are being ripped off and manipulated. And notice you can't see anyone's face in total. They might even be using thispersondoesnotexist.com to generate those profile pictures. We covered that on this show a long time ago. Yeah. All right. That's who are these people, literally? Right?
We're fucked.
No.
Yep.
Who are these people?
That's what I wanted to do. Okay. All right. No. Finally, I wrote an article this week. Actually, I recorded a video. It's a how-to. I don't normally do this, but I want to get more into Indies Tech Tips, which is a channel that I had put together to help people that want to learn how to publish and live stream and do all the stuff that we do at INN. I do this all day long, every day, and I've got a lot of experience, over 2,500 posts published to Substack. So I thought I would teach and help people with all the little tips and tricks and walk you through uploading and creating a video post on Substack, which I published and went live. So by all means, if you're interested in doing that, check out this tutorial, Substack video post creation. If you go to Indie Media today, it's up there, but also it will be under Indie's Tech Tips right there. There's a whole section just for tech tips. So check that out. Finally, we also have IndieNewsNow.com. That's our news website. I mentioned it earlier for the Keep the News Free section, where you can support and tip via Stripe. But also, we're bringing in articles from all and videos from all different sources. All right, from The Dissident to The Last American Vagabond and James Roguski. All right, we've got Odyssey videos from different channels. We've got Rumble videos coming in from AM Wake Up and from other channels like Mob Rules with Harps, that fucking cunt from Australia. Love him. He's my brother Harps. Dave DeCamp, antiwar.com. We're pulling in a lot of anti-war. We're pulling in A Skeptic, which has their own Substack every day. And again, anytime you go to any of these links, you'll actually be able to go to the actual publication itself and to the article at that publication. We're not trying to grab all that content and keep you here to sell ads. We don't sell any ads on this website. All right. By clicking on that, what it did was it showed you just all the articles on this site by askeptic.substack.com. So you can sort down by a creator to see just the articles that are on the site from them as well. So check that out. There's the Reese Report, and we've got another one here from Dave DeCamp. Pentagon admits An Iranian missile hit dome used for communications at the U.S. Qatar base. Interesting. Check that out. Again, you'll be able to link to anti-war news right here over from IndieNewsNow.com. And then we got our merch store, finally. Where how better to represent INN than to get an INN t-shirt. You can do that over at IndieNewsShop.itemorder.com. Get there, you get
Go to my
hats,
website.
hats, t-shirts, beanies, hoodies, tank tops. We got it all there.
Look at my shirt, little bitch.
Buy my merch, little bitch. That's right. And that's a Big Frog
Buy my merch,
store.
little bitch.
Shout out to Ryan from the Independent Review who runs that store for us, and really appreciate that. One last time, if you're able to and of means, please support the media you want to see and support independent media like us. Cash App, $ Indie News Network. Ko-fi.com/Indie News Network. PayPal.me/Indie News Network. And at IndieNewsNow.com and at INN Newsletter and IndieMediaToday.com over on Substack. Support independent media because we need it more than ever. I love you and see you soon, everyone.
See you in a bit, fam.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
No! We just fucking lost the stream!
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want?